Any of it hearsay? Is any of it being offered for the truth? And you said no.
Your Honor, what I was asking the witness to do is to tell what was of significance to that number and what he did in terms of finding out and corroborating information.
This lady is always messing up, and they always giving her the benefit of the doubt and letting her ride out, but she purposely does these things.
That he obtained because he obtained phone records. I don't intend that this evidence or this exhibit will prove or show that this is Justin Cobb's phone number.
You're asking him that? And
No,
asking
Your
him
Honor.
to testify to that?
I'm asking him, and I understand the court, I'm asking him what handle it's next to, and Your Honor, what he did after seeing what he saw on this
That's
social
not what
media
you
page.
asked. You represented at the bench that none of this, that being the writing on the right side of the picture, which we're all squinting at because it's tiny on the piece of paper. And so I am relying upon you to actually be honest with the court and opposing counsel so that we can deal appropriately with the evidentiary issue. Was any of it being offered for the truth? And you said no. And then you turned around, and after it was admitted over the overruling of the hearsay objection based on the representation that nothing was being offered for its truth, you drew the witness's attention to the phone number and tried to have...
Look, this lady, she knows what the DA did. She's actually knowing it, and then she's like, it's okay.
The witness testify to whose phone number it was. If that is not offered for the truth, what is it?
Your Honor, it explains what...
Damn, got this white woman mad at the goddamn prosecutor.
What steps he next took. It wasn't that he sat there and...
Yo, chat, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to continue to say this. With all due respect to all my black queens, this trial is being ran by 2 black women. And out of Fulton County, number one, the DA is a black woman. That's the district attorney, which is Fonnie Willis. These are ADAs, which are assistant district attorneys. These are 2 black women. And I'm going to be honest with you, they're horrible. They're bad. They're trash. Maybe they're just on the case to get thug off. Or maybe they're just on here because, we're in a recession. But this guy here, I think if this nigga stayed on the case, Young Thug is doing 20 to life. Ah, man. What's that guy? He was the guy who was like, he's the dark figure, the first DA. King Slime Court. Yeah, this guy. This thing is the truth. Chat, the reason why we're going through all this thing right here is a fuck. He's the one who made sure Thug never got bail. He's the one who started off the case. Here's what happened. They sent him, he got a promotion to Gwinnett County. So this is Fulton County. They sent this nigga to Gwinnett County. So he took a promotion mid-trial. So he stopped being on the trial. They gave it to 2 black women. And it's been nothing more than a Zeus episode since then. When this nigga had the case...
That you see the shadow in the back of the room. He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's King Slime. He's pulling the shots. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge. And I implore you not to grant him a bond. He is dangerous. The setup they've given to you is actually going to be less control, not more. If he gets a burner, Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that you see the shadow in the back of the room. He's the one directing traffic of the room. He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of.
That's the nigga. So anyway, after this person got out, they got Miss Love and Miss Hilton. They're trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're garbage. So essentially, you got two black women who are the prosecutors. They're trash.
Drew the witness's attention to the phone number and tried to have the witness testify to whose phone number it was. If that is not offered for the truth, what is it?
Your Honor, it explains what steps he next took. It wasn't that he sat there and took this phone number and said, okay, this is Justin Cobb's phone number. He went and sought records based on what he saw on this social media post. So it's not, this post can't prove anything, but I do expect that the witness will testify based on what he saw, regardless, because it's a legitimate.
Why can't you just, at the bench, when you know that the reason you're offering it is for the phone number, and then to ask the witness other questions about what he did based on that phone number and seeing that phone number, say to everybody so that we know what we're dealing with, you know, it's this phone number, and then I'm going to ask him XYZ about the phone number, and then we'll know what we're dealing with.
Because my understanding that what was being objected to was not the phone number, was the comments, that was the words, Your Honor. And again, this piece of evidence does not prove anything, as anybody would be able to say. But when he saw this on Justin Cobb's page, or
Man, shorty here, bro, in over her head. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, Fonnie Willis. So Fonnie Willis is going to get reelected. I don't know if she's going to get ousted via some of the other sanctions or whatever. She got to get rid of these two DAs. Mrs. Love and Mrs. Hilton are incredibly terrible. They should be writing up, you know, maybe plans for a defense, or they cannot be in court. They're terrible. Like, terrible. And this is with all due respect. Whether you think this case had merit from the get-go or not, they have made this shit look so horrible that even if you hated Thug, you gotta be like, well, why is he still incarcerated? They're back.
a picture of Justin Cobb next to what he believed to be Justin Cobb's handle. He sought additional information. The entire process. I'm sorry, what, Your Honor?
I mean, that is included within what you're now calling comments, all of them just being.
And I asked at the bench what comments they were asserting was hearsay, Your Honor. I literally asked that.
I asked at the bench, is any of this being offered for its truth?
And Your Honor, it's being offered to explain DDA Sprinkle's actions that he took next. Your Honor, these records.
Shot it crazy. She just saying things though. And the judge know it. Nobody cares except Thug.
Have been collected as part of what he did in this investigation. He was asked on cross-examination, did he take particular steps?
Yo, chat, let me tell you, the inherent problem with the YSL trial is that these overzealous DAs gave assurance to these people who could be their witnesses. When you charge a RICO, you need snitches. You don't need snitches that have shown up to play. YSL Woody plays in your face. There's no way he should be free doing 20v1s. If you really had your shit down packed, that nigga would be doing the next 4 years in jail for fucking with you. But instead he plays in your face talking about I don't recall. Then he gets on a goddamn Adam 22 no jumper interview, and he remember a lot of shit. So you know what happens? As a prosecutor, you were unprepared. You gave out deals that.
Damn, bro, why this man trying to send the people for Woody? Come on, man. If D.A. Love watch this, he definitely gonna want Woody now.
You shouldn't have gave out because you were so desperate to get this goddamn conviction. You gave it out without caveat because they all start, even Woody had an attorney, and the attorney made sure he had an immunity before it was understood that he was gonna show up in court and say A, B, C, or D to make sure you don't look stupid. Instead, you have to play these games with the guy who was claiming he's lying on the stand now, or he was lying in the interrogation room then, and you look stupid. So these deals y'all gave out because y'all were so thirsty, it came back to bite y'all.
To corroborate what was given to him in certain interviews. That was the preceding question before I asked him about this particular post. So the state intended and intends to introduce the records that DDA Sprinkle produced or obtained after seeing this post. This post can't suffice to prove that that is Justin Cobb's number. This post only explains why DDA Sprinkle got the number and why it was significant to him in this investigation, where his steps and actions are being
Just
questioned.
talking and talking.
But you know, Judge, we don't get there. I hear what the state's saying, and it's disingenuous because we don't get to the second step that they're talking about, what
She lied.
records he procured and why he did what he did, unless we go through the hearsay statement that's contained in the portion that I objected to. And the court is accurate. I was there, and I asked for everything that was on the right side, all of the verbiage to be. I said that was hearsay. The state said it was not. It clearly is, because to ask him that specific question, I mean, listen, none of us are obtuse. It is what it is. I think that the state was disingenuous about it. The state's being very slippery in regards to their response to the court's questions. I think it's willful, and I think a mistrial is appropriate. And I'm
I
asking
mean, I
for
can't
that.
figure out.
So we all know she lying. Keep saying disingenuous. Yeah, she lying. She trying to be tricky. The judge know it, but like just getting mad at it, but ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna fix nothing.
What it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I mean, I don't want to malign the prosecutor standing in front of me right now, so I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is.
This judge is literally admitting to catching the DA in so many lies, but letting the thing go on. How?
Purposeful. But honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. And I am sorry to say that.
How fucking bad as a prosecutor you have to be. By the way, here's my theory on this whole thing, right? And y'all can cut, print, start right here. Make sure, drill, make sure you clip this. This is what I particularly think. You see the first judge, you're in Glanville. I believe he knew this from the get-go after that first prosecutor I showed got off the case. These prosecutors are inept. They don't know how to do their jobs correctly. So you know what happened? Because I know that a judge is supposed to be a neutral arbiter, and they should be, you know, operating as if, you know, they're neutral to the facts and the situations and whatever being presented by the prosecutor and the defense. But come on, man. You're in Glanville, have served in Fulton County for a while. Yo, here's the truth about it. I don't care if y'all Thug fans or not. That YSL shit was getting niggas killed. That's a fact. Young Thug, all that shit, oh, it's just music. That's a lie.